This is very rare. Please, you need to know how you play the counter trends. The counter trend is not advisable. All right? But in today's environment, in the last quarter, if you do not use the counter trend, the capitulation play, there is no momentum you can be buying. Except for Wilcon and another FDC, the rest, wala. All right? Counter trend is what? When the market went below the 200-day moving average and it is continuously collapsing. Tuloy-tuloy ang baba. No? We came up with a tweet the other day. No, since I think October yan eh. When Security Bank went down to 130, LTG went down to 13, 12, 13, AGI to about 10, 50. SEC ang mali lang namin. The other four, tumama. All right, so look at this carefully. The fair value is what we call the intrinsic value. This is the value of the company based on the earnings and computation by all the analysts. All right? When sometimes there's a bad quarter, a bad earnings, binebentahan yan. The beauty about the Philippines is that when it is risk off, because of the policy, we call it the policy-driven crash, it's policy-related kasi it's the normalization of the U.S. interest rates. Paakit ang U.S. interest rates. Kaya binentahan yung emerging market. Nag-risk off tayo, binentahan yung buong market last year. A lot of times, there was nothing wrong with the company. For example, Metro Bank at the bottom. Akala mo may problema ang Metro Bank, di ba? Baba ng baba, ang fair value natin, 90 yata, 100. Pumunta ng 65, kala mo may problema eh. Namatay na yung chairman. My God, sell na tayo. 65, oh my God. The intrinsic value is about 90 plus, di ba? Today, 80 plus na. What is the reason why? Benta sila ng benta. You know why? Because the Philippines, as far as the fund manager, global fund manager is concerned, wala sa ano nila. Point something percent of the total MSCI lang tayo ngayon. The worst thing is China who goes into the MSCI. Next year, this year, Saudi Arabia is gonna go in. Mas lalong nawawala yung exposure ng MSCI global nila. So pag nag-release off yan, benta na, wala naman silang pakialam yan. Metro Bank, kumikita, wala yan, benta yan. And that's how they work. They don't care. Then later on, MSCI upgrade. Metro Bank, oh, wala silang shares, benta na benta. Oh, then bumili na, binabalik na naman nila. I've never seen these people, these fund managers that buy and sell without understanding the underlying. The world has changed, by the way. Since 2008, 2009, the world has changed. It's what we call the rise of the passive funds. All these fund managers, lahat walang trabaho na. They don't care whether they're value or not. They just buy the index. Di ba? We even just promote the index. Right? What is the reason? Hindi na nag-iisip ang mga fund manager. Anong pinakamalaking kumpanya sa index? Doon na lahat kami. And the passive funds have outperformed the value funds. It's called the rise of the passive funds. Huwag ka na mag-isip. Ako, pag nagtuturo ako, huwag ka na mag-isip. Index fund lang tayo. Index fund lang. Because the index fund has outperformed everybody. But for us, when there is huge intrinsic value, huge value when there's a disparity, huge discount, right? We see insider buying. We see insider corporate buybacks. And it capitulates. We need to be there. Because it can go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. And let me show you some numbers. Imagine Security Bank went down 50%. 270 yata yan. Went down to 130. May problema ba yung Security Bank? Tingin niyo, may problema ba? Wala. Yun yung problema. Pero pag nandun ka sa baba, parang may problema. Di ba? Swerte, hindi nga sila nag-run eh. Parang Metro Bank, di ba? Parang bumaba. Oh. May problema ba yung Security Bank? Tingin nyo? Walang problema yan. But the world, global. Alam mo magkano binili ng Bank of Tokyo? Bank of Tokyo bought the company 3 years ago. Guess what is the price? Disclosure yan. 240 pesos. 3 years later, naging 130 in investment niya. Di ba? So what we do, sir, is that we have an entry point, parabola, using the parabola, entry point, this is our cut, and then we just write it. So first stage, second stage. So everything rule-based. Everything is rule-based. Okay? What we did was, linagay na namin yung entry point mo, kung magkano yung exposure mo, para you can see it na. Now, if you have more risk appetite, then you can increase the 1% bar to 2% bar, but not more than 3%. Kasi if you put a 3% bar, that means yung exposure mo sa 1 million, naging ano naman, times 3 na ito eh. 400,000, 40% of your portfolio is already in security bank lang eh. Diba? You get it? Diba? If I put it at 3%, oh, times 3 na ito eh. So if you have 1 million, 400,000 na yung exposure mo in just one stock. Diba? So, please, maximum of 3% lang. But when you're doing 1%, 2%, 3%, you need to be consistent. Kasi if you're not consistent, wala kang point of reference. Diba? So discretionary ka, oh, bisan 1%. Pag tingin mo, mas maganda, oh, 3%. Alokohan yan, ha? Diba? Linaloko mo lang sarili mo. Because it's now, you cannot measure whether you're doing the right thing or not. No? So if you decide that it's 2%, 2% lahat yan. 2% lahat yan. Huh? Okay? Okay, this is AGI. If you look at AGI, huge buyback by the owners. Every day yan. Puro buyback, puro buyback, puro buyback. Right? I think 18, 19 pesos yung target. But look at it. Same thing. Entry point of a parabola na 10-day EMA. Put your cut here. I think 14, 15 na yata. 14 something na yata. I'm not sure. So, rule-based lahat. Rule-based. Entry point of a 10-day, entry point of a parabola. When there is capitulation, ha? Kailangan may capitulation, hindi yung nagsa-sideways. Kasi pag nagsa-sideways, yung breakout, it's totally different. It's a different, ano. We're talking about capitulation play lang. Same with GT cap is, 40% of the GT cap is Metro Bank. No? I think the target price is about 1,200. Went down to 600 though. So all this capitulation play, you have an entry point, which is the 10-day EMA and a parabola entry point. You can see all the insider buying talaga. Yes? No. You can hold it. No, he's asking how do you sell it? I'll teach you how to sell it. Okay? I'll teach you how to sell it.